Hello and welcome to Let's Play Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain Part 27, I do believe. Sadly, with most of this video, it's going to be mainly like side ops and stuff like that, because that's the only way, sadly, to unlock more of the storyline. Because as you can see, that like some of the missions are just like previous missions that I've done, just harder and stuff. Like subsistence is the one where your equipment's OSP, which is on-site procedure, I meant not procedure, procurement. Extreme is mainly the hardest difficulty. But that's mainly it. Until itself is, as it says, where you can't get seen not even once. That's mainly why in my videos I've been doing side ops and stuff, because I do believe side ops does help unlock more of the story. I would have to look it up, because like it's been a while since I had to do this. But let's get on with the story.
The CFA are gearing up for a large-scale attack against Angola's MPLA government. They're assembling an armored column to the north of Nova Braga Airport and will be ready to move soon. We've been contracted by the MPLA to put a stop to them. But the civil war will keep burning on, whether we accept this job or not. Another East-West proxy war with the communist MPLA on one side and the capitalist-funded CFA on the other. An endless seesaw of blood and violence played out in the hands of the superpowers. I had my doubts at first, but I think we should take this job. Skullface is gone, but Cypher still remains. Competition with rival PFs will only get more intense. For us to survive, we need to expand our organization and get strong enough that no one can threaten us. So our only option is to fight and grow, and fight and grow. The CFA are assembling an armored column to the north of Nova Braga Airport. Your job is to wipe them out. Listen to the tape for the contract details. Just be aware that the column's commander served with 5 Commando and later made a name for himself in South Africa's 32 Battalion. He's a hardened veteran, so don't take him lightly. Boss, I have a report from the intel team. The targets are now on the move. I've sent their predicted route to your iDroid. Check your map. That's a target gunship. The enemy has a clear view up there. If they spot you, you'll have a hard time losing them. I'd be careful about getting too close. That's a target tank. There's some serious firepower. Make sure your gear's up to scratch before you duel with that thing. The tank.
as a target, too. Just don't overstretch yourself. Tanks aren't something you just take on alone. That's a target armored vehicle. Either tread carefully or neutralize it first. A wheeled tank. Those are faster than the more common tracked variety.
I want to change up my equipment. Hopefully, this rocket launcher is what I think. Okay, it is. Cool. So I can actually shoot it with that rocket launcher that I just equipped. I can actually shoot it at a vehicle. It will photon it out there. That's why I mainly went back to the aerial command center, aka the helicopter, was to mainly redo my weapons and stuff, my equipment. Now that I'm all up to date, I am ready to take them on. And now hopefully I don't get owned. Like the Metal Gear Awesome parody from, I can't remember the YouTuber's name, but like that parody says, "Oh, I hope a tank doesn't just come out of nowhere and owns me." It's like I have a feeling that's gonna happen to me. As I sadly have that kind of luck in this game.
The CFA are assembling an armored column to the north of Nova Braga Airport. Your job is to wipe them out. Listen to the tape for the contract details. Just be aware that the column's commander served with 5 Commando and later made a name for himself in South Africa's 32 Battalion. He's a hardened veteran, so don't take him lightly. Boss, I have a report from the intel team. The targets are now on the move. I've sent their predicted route to your iDroid. Check your map. That's the predicted route the targets will take. Where to ambush them is up to you. After assembling, the targets will then advance on another outpost. You could wait and take them all out at once, but it's a risky proposition. Be careful down there, boss!
Okay, I guess I have to upgrade that weapon. Well, that escalated quickly.
The CFA are assembling an armored
Like,
column to the
very
north of
quick.
Nova Braga Airport. Your job is to wipe them out.
Hey Buster, I seen your one video where you did the voice of the merchant, and I gotta say that was a very good video. Very good impersonation of the merchant from
We have new targets. Check your iDroid for the details.
no, I mean not Metal Gear, god darn it. Resident Evil 4. Sorry, my brain's stuck on freaking Metal Gear right now for some odd reason. Like I'm still waking up. So I took me a nap.
Where are your friends? Speak.
This guy wasn't useful. At least for my base, he wasn't. Take that guy down. Excuse me.
Speak. Where are your friends?
Okay, so the commander's in the helicopter.
Spit it out.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
I kind of want to capture all these people as far as in the armored vehicles and stuff, but I have a funny feeling I'm going to have a hard time doing
Roger
that.
Eliminate the target. How you do it is your call.
Because for the simple factor that my one weapon is not as upgraded as I thought it would be.
They're working for one of the bigger PFs, the Contract Forces of Africa, CFA for short. These guys are all business. Mercenary work is strictly about the money to them. Either way, they're no threat to us. Nice work. Keep it up.
Alright, so that just leaves 2 vehicles
Subject
now,
on board. Leave the rest to us.
which one is going to be the helicopter. Oh, and mine. 3 vehicles, the helicopter and the 2 tanks. My bad.
That's an enemy gunship.
Oh, sheesh.
Don't try to take down a gunship from the front.
Okay, god dang it, Ocelot, you scared me.
Try to get behind it and take it down with missiles.
Ocelot made me think that the freaking, Helicopter was looking straight at me when he said
Gotta extract
that.
him.
Man, I wish that freaking rocket launchers. I think I keep losing train of thought. That the rocket launcher's photon rocket was strong enough to hijack the vehicles, but they're not. Oh, I thought that was something else. That's bad. I didn't even know that you had custom loadouts. Like, slipped my mind that you could actually do that. Like, sadly, I'm like more agitated at myself that I didn't know that than the game, because it's like I said, I'm like a Metal Gear fan, and saw like that moment when I didn't know that mechanic, saw like, I don't know, like embarrassment, I guess. Okay. Darn it. Ooh, thought that hesitation was going to mess me up. Dang it, he moved his head. There we go. I hate when the enemy does that. Like, I'll be an inch off just because he like moves his head for a split second.
Where are your friends?
He's coming too. Roger that.
Spit it out. Where are your friends? Where are your friends?
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Where are your friends?
strength in.
Stop him! Speak. Where are your friends?
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Spit it out. Where are the others?
Sadly, I do kill the people when they are like no use to my team or anything.
The security forces must know something about the targets. Why not try getting them to talk?
Spit it out. Where are the others?
The whole why I do that is so that they don't have, so I don't have that chance of them coming back and attacking me kind of moment. You know, I know it gives me a bad grade because I think to get the S rank you have to not kill anyone or get spotted. You don't want to hear where I get my games at, trust me. You cringe, a lot of people cringe. Let's just say that the place that I get my games is one of those places that people don't like no more. One of those, how to say it, corporate America places, but, okay, I'll just say it, it's GameStop, and the whole reason why is because that's the only place close to me that has a good selection of games. Like, anywhere else where I live that's close by, it's just, they don't have games. Like, they just barely even have any. But they call it a game section. And they'll probably have like 3 or 4 for each console, but that's their game section. That's why I mainly go to GameStop and stuff. Like, I don't really shop online that much because due to the simple fact that I don't have like credit card and stuff or debit card. But mainly I do try to search around other websites to get better deals on games. Without exactly only buy games at GameStop, I also buy them off of the network and stuff. Ooh, I almost freaking got myself caught right there. But yeah, it's like, for some odd reason, everybody I know always cringes or just like scoffs, like, oh, it's like you had to say it kind of moment, but it's like, I can't help it. That's the only place where I got a good selection of games at.
Where are your friends?
Like, thing I can say is that's the worst, probably the worst place to trade your games in at, because they freaking rip you off. I won't lie. Here though I have made a couple friends there that don't try to rip me off and try to get me better deals and stuff. I'll be right back. I have to answer this phone call. Yeah, I do agree with you right there, Buster. Their trading credit is very bad, but sadly, I've have been to another place that's kind of like GameStop, but they also sell like movies and stuff. I think it's called like Media Replay or Media Reload or some. It's like a, I guess you'd say a off-brand or knockoff of GameStop, and their trade-in credit is worse than GameStop's. Like, I don't know why I say that, because one time my sister went to trade in something there, and they're like, "Oh, we don't know, like 25 cents, a dollar," and my sister's not that good at like haggling and stuff, and she just wanted to get rid of the item, so she's like, "Okay, whatever." And like when she told me that, I was just sitting there. I just like shook my head. I was all like, you know what? If we ever trade anything in, we're just going to do it off the internet and sell it off the internet or sell it to someone. Because it's like, it seems like, ain't that I'm trying to bad mouth places like GameStop and stuff, because some people who work there are good people, and then you got the people that work there that just doesn't give a heck and stuff. It's like I've had my good experiences and my bad experiences with GameStop. You know, it's like I don't really trade in my games that much and stuff. I think that's the only reason why I actually still go to GameStop, but like I always recommend to people, don't trade your games in there. Just go on the internet, see how much they're selling it for, and try to sell it for that amount or a little bit higher or a little lower, and that's the way you make a good profit from it instead of trading it in there. You know, because with GameStop, supposedly, I'm doing air quotes, which you guys can't see, you get more money by trading it in and having them put the money on your card. Like if you have like a power ups rewards card. And then like other than that, they take, I think they said like 5 or 10% out of the money that they're going to give you. And like I said, corporate America and the greed system kind of moment. You know, it's just, sadly, it's the world we live in now. It's like, I don't know, but I'm going to get off the subject, because then it's all like, I don't know if the cops will come beating down on my door and say, "Oh, go back to Russia, you communist pig," or something like that. You know, it's just, I don't know. Like if this was like the 60s or 70s, they'd probably be like saying, "Go back to Russia, you commie bastard," and stuff like that. But it's like, I'm just mainly trying to like point that out to people, kind of thing. And no offense to any people, you know. Because I know that's actually like probably a stereotype or kind of like a racist thing, and I'm not like that. It's just that's how it was during the 70s and stuff from what I've seen in films and history documentary and stuff. It's like people just try to hide those dark areas of American history kind of moment. But I'll try to get off the soapbox because it's like I know that that's not what people mainly tune in to my channel for. If people do tune in, it's probably come here to watch me play, like just hear me talk or try to hear me rage at games and stuff. I should have had quiet with me because there's stuff that should sneak up to the station here.
Nice work, boss. The targets are almost history.
Yeah, I gotta say, Metal Gear story is like deep and like to me, people could take the storyline of Metal Gear, like everybody has their different ways of seeing things. You know, to tell the truth, I think Metal Gear is what mainly made it where I don't really judge people that much. And of course, it's also how I was raised and stuff. Like, you just, how to say it, you want to treat people how you want to be treated kind of thing. That's why, with me, I don't try to badmouth people or use racist slurs or anything like that. That's why, mainly, when I was doing that whole, like, soapbox moment, that's why I had to stop, because it's like, I felt like I was talking like a racist person. I don't like talking like that.
You gotta extract him.
Tell the truth. Like I try to tell people I'm not really a racist person. Let's get back to the game kind of moment because it's like, I don't know. This is probably the most I've actually chatted while playing the game. But shockingly, I'm actually like doing very good at it. Whoa. Ah, I missed by an inch. Ooh. Ah, just man, I got itch my ear. Okay, there. I'm back. Okay, I thought
He's coming too.
sniper aiming
Roger
at
that.
me. It was freaking enemy around him. Once you try to hold on that helicopter very badly, I don't think I can hold on it because it's freaking like
You
hovering.
gotta extract him.
Ooh, excuse me. Oh, sheesh. Where is he?
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
That's too close. Oh, come on, that's some booty. Now that is some booty. Not in a good way. Ah, shit. Man, that was a major booty. Oh. Holy
Not good.
shit.
Don't let your buddy die, Snake. I'm pulling them out of there.
Oh crap. Oh. How could it see me? Sees me through a wall. Guess we'll have to take down this stupid helicopter. Fire support, do your bombardment. Hopefully I don't kill myself. Just realize how close I am. I'm like danger close. Oh, please turn that helicopter's right in the line of it. Swap that annoying fly. Come on. Please stay right. God dang it, every time I freaking initiate a strike, it's like they know. Too bad I can't cancel it. Nothing to take down that helicopter. why I'm like pissed off a little bit. Like, I could always call in for a backup helicopter, but there's the chance that it gets shot down. I don't really want to risk that. Okay, no, I saw that. Come on, get the diamond. There we go. They may have an anti-aircraft gun around here either. CQC.
He's coming too. Nice work.
There we go. Can't believe that actually worked.
Completed the objective. Now get out of there.
To tell the truth, I can't believe that worked. That was like total blind luck of that working. Gotcha.
Spit it out. Where are the others?
Walk down the office and fly.
You gotta extract him.
Speak. Where are the others?
From all those dang airstrikes I had to do, and I wasted them. It's like, yes, I saw that myself because I wasted those gosh darn airstrikes. I can't say the word. It's like it's fuel. Yep, it's fuel. God darn it. It's a climate snake. In the face. like I know I'm going to get
He's
that
coming too.
grade in this
Roger that.
mission. Especially since I use the air support because that lowers your grade.
Spit it out. Where are the others? Where are your friends?
And that's just for telling me where their anti-aircraft stuff is in the last minute. Like, where was that info I needed it 10 minutes ago?
Roger.
Okay, I can't get those because they're side filled.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. He's coming too. Roger that. This is B-Quad. Have arrived at LZ. We'll stand by.
Gotta get to this guy before the players even come off.
Where are the others?
Gaining altitude.
It's funny, I got off. Some person says throw beats and throwing gun clip magazines.
Departing. That's it. You've made it out of the hot zone. No sign of the enemy. Mission complete, boss. Mission complete, boss. Good. You captured it alive. Boss, as we suspected, the mastermind behind the kid's escape was Eli. It's hard to believe, but apparently he'd been plotting an armed uprising against us. He could be hiding something else, too. Ocelot's gonna press him for answers. Get back here as quick as you can.
Where is he?
I told you. Your father's not here.
They're back.
Yes, they're back. But don't get any bright ideas. Your quarters are under full surveillance. Your weapons privileges have been suspended. No more uprisings for you. Did you really think it would be that easy, Commander? You'll get your boys back. They'll even see the boss, too. But first, I need to know what you sent them to do.
They wanted to leave.
To their homelands.
They wanted to go home. That's all.
So they were just homesick, then?
Not quite. Military warlords, PFs, the armies that murdered their families. Cousins, brothers, parents. They all had someone they wanted to kill. I told them, last chance to face the world with no regrets.
Last chance.
You better be ready for your drag back here. Ready to face the world as enemies.
No!
Not like you! Goodbye, Father. I don't need you anymore.
Was Ralph really an accident? Or did Eli just rig it to stir up the boys? Either way, he had to have been planning for this all along. Bidding farewell to the world.
Boss, we're looking for the kids in Sahelanthropus, but there's still no sign of them. We don't know if the chopper pilot is alive either. What have we gone and put in the hands of those kids? We don't know how bad this is until we find them. Also, regarding our concerns about Eli, I finished looking into whether or not he's a product of that project. I have an answer. I put it on tape. Give it a listen. Boss, I've updated the mission list. We've received some new job offers. The details are on your iDroid.
Thank you, boss.
And sadly, we'll never know the story of what happened to Eli and the child soldiers, because that mission was cut. They do have the mission on YouTube as far as like the cutscene of what the whole story will have been like. You just have to look up, I think. I can't remember what it was called now. Give me a minute. I think I got my phone by me somewhere so I can look it up. Darn, I don't think I have it by me. Darn it.
Boss!
Thought I had it by me. But just look up, what it's called, Metal Gear Solid 5 Cut Mission. I think it'll pop up if you search under that. I just can't remember exactly what the mission was called. Or I should say the video. But sadly, even with that mission being cut, it still leaves open, like, unanswered questions in a way, too. It's like, that's the only bad thing about this, is like, they didn't rush this game, but they wanted to hurry up and get it out as soon as they could. So instead of having the complete whole story there, they kind of didn't get the complete story, you know, they didn't get to finish the story, and then they never went back to this game and fired Kojima, so it's like, I highly doubt we'll ever see the actual, like, real ending. I mean, there is an ending to the game, yes. It's like, this game's not an incomplete game. It's just, they could have added that mission in, you know, but I guess Konami was more,
Got time for a mock battle?
interested if their pachinko machines, or however you say the name of it, pachinko. So yeah, there's that. And now the only thing that's left on this base is the AI pod. I'm trying to remember what I had to think for a minute, because I kind of trailed off of what my original whole speech was about.
Roger. This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ.
It's like you guys are really sitting there saying, we're listening to the insane ramblings of an insane man. An insane man.
Have arrived at LZ. We'll stand by.
Oh wait, there's another. Okay, I can grab out to it. Very cute. Oh, haha! Come on,
Boss, come in. Boss?
boss. Ugh. There we go. I finished the line. All right.
Roger.
There's no really going to the network platform.
Welcome back.
This is Pequod, on station at LZ. Gaining altitude. We're having Code Talker continue his parasite research. He's clearly very grateful to you. I'm sure he'll return the favor somehow. You can deploy a buddy from the ACC before a mission, or from your iDroid. Think carefully about the mission's objectives before deciding who you'd better take along. If you develop specialized equipment for them, they'll be able to help you out in even more situations.
There we go. All done with that.
About Eli hijacking Sahelanthropus. We know how he got it moving. It was Emmerich. He used the kids in the staff living quarters to carry out his repairs. We got the details on tape. You're gonna want to hear this.
was your goal in having the children repair Sahelanthropus?
I just answered their questions. I had no idea they would actually try to fix it. I mean, can you imagine a child piloting it?
Oh, sure, easily.
It wouldn't work.
Well, I bet it's just like riding a bike.
I said it didn't work.
Who did you try?
I didn't.
Did you put your son in it?
We never did that.
His name was, Hal, wasn't it? I thought you said you never saw his face. But you made him pilot Sahelanthropus. You used him in your experiments.
He wanted to get in. It was such a short time we had.
So he was with you.
We were happy.
You're still happy now. Changing your lies to suit the listener and getting by slipping through the cracks. Building layer upon layer of convenient stories until nothing means anything to you anymore. You're happy all the time because you don't even notice you're doing it. Think hard. Who are you really? You're not a victim, and you're not the silent majority. You're a perpetrator and a petty hypocrite. The real world doesn't make you suffer. It's the other way around. Boss, we've got the results of Eli's genetic tests. We can finally put this worry behind us.
We used the PCR technique and conducted DNA fingerprinting of the copied DNA sequences. Neither is mainstream science yet, but the concepts and procedures are sound. Both tests say there is 0% chance that the two of you are blood relatives, meaning the results are negative. He's not your son, nor is he your clone. He's just another person.
It was 12 years ago that Zero made plans to clone you. Eli's age and appearance certainly are a good fit. I admit the first time I saw him I did a double take, but it looks like we were worried for nothing. Eli isn't your clone, though you might still have one somewhere out there.
But if Eli isn't the boss's clone, why does he seem so obsessed with him? Not to mention having one hell of an attitude for his age.
I don't know. Learning the truth about himself, cursing the fact he's a clone, bearing a grudge against selfish adults, and coming to hate who he was cloned from. Big boss. If that were really the case, I could understand it. I might even feel a bit sorry for him. But no clone could have a totally different DNA fingerprint. And the test left no room for error. You yourself were there when we drew Eli's blood sample.
Come to think of it, when we went to OKB-0, he'd snuck onto a chopper and was there.
Yeah.
He was acting strange even then. Or actually from a little before that time.
That was exactly when we began these tests.
Maybe he suspected something when we drew the sample, not knowing what we were doing to him, and becoming mistrustful of us.
Hard to say. Eli's had an attitude problem from day one.
So what is he then?
Well, if he's gonna tell us that himself, we'll need to get him to open up more first. Skullface, real name unknown. Born in Hungary, more specifically northern Transylvania, after it reverted to Hungary from Romania. While he was young, the country allied with Germany as part of the Axis powers, but later during the war, it came under Soviet occupation. The Hungarians struggled for independence, but the Soviets came down. Hard. Just like he said, time and again the country was ruled by a foreign tongue. When he was a young boy, he lost his native language, the bedrock for any developing child. His country, his family, his face, his identity, everything was stolen from him. All he had left was his skull. Skullface first tried his hand at espionage during all the chaos from the war. Agents, military officials, and soldiers who operated out of Hungary during the war vanished over the course of several months. This Soviet spy hunt rocked the counter-intel world. Mysterious fatal illnesses, accidental deaths, drownings, people having strokes behind closed doors. Just like Stalin, no one knew who was behind it. But all you need to do was look for who had the motive. They were all taken out by a man without a face. And now we've got an idea of how he did it too. He'd gotten revenge for his people, but he wasn't finished. Skullface defected to the West, eventually ended up with the SAS. That's where he met Zero. It's possible he began planning this whole thing back then. It's hard to say. In any case, Zero made him his XO. He always did have a thing for oddballs. But this one was set to lead a unit no one else would know about. When Zero created Fox, he also formed XOF as a support team. An unconventional special forces unit designed to support Fox, make it stronger, with Skullface giving the orders. Zero never even told the boss about it, nor the CIA, naturally. If Fox was Zero's silver bullet, XOF was the recoil when he pulled the trigger. Just like Newton's third law. While you were with Fox, Skullface was operating behind the scenes. Sometimes as your backup, sometimes as a mole or a scout, sometimes as your cleanup crew. Fox's tail, making sure the mission succeeded and that you survived. We only have his word to go on, but Skullface's goal was revenge against those who'd use language to subjugate people. Those corrupting a people's identity by forcing a new tongue on them. Those using the power of language to control information. Naturally, that set his sights on Zero. To Zero, English was simply the most convenient code. But to Skullface, English was a parasite. And by eradicating it, he'd stop the world from being eaten away. If that didn't work, he was ready to see the world scorched by nuclear fire. To save language, culture, and race from annihilation, he was willing to overstep the hands of the doomsday clock. That is, of course, if you believe anything he had to say. You know, when you brought back all the child soldiers who escaped, Eli knew they'd returned. Needless to say, nobody said a word to him.
I guess they got a message to him somehow.
Eli wasn't put in a corner in timeout. He was locked up in that room, completely cut off from the outside world.
Then how'd he find out?
There's only one possibility I can think of. The Soviet Union has been researching military applications for psi phenomena.
Psi?
Things like psychokinesis and ESP, extrasensory perception.
You mean moving objects without touching them? Knowing what card somebody's holding up? Psychic powers? Come on. I thought that was just another bunch of disinformation aimed at the West.
Just bear with me a second. One type of ESP is telepathy. It's the ability to know another person's thoughts through nonverbal means.
You're saying Eli read our minds?
It's the only idea that doesn't involve someone getting to him.
Ocelot.
Look, psi research isn't some hocus pocus. It's all evidence-based, scientific...
There's gotta be another explanation. Maybe one of the kids stuck a note to your back.
I hope that's the case. But I am convinced that they have, or Eli has, a connection to some force we have yet to identify. You better watch yourself, boss.
How am I supposed to do that?
If he is depending on something for help, well, that's his Achilles heel. If you can figure out what that something is, you might be able to use it against him.
I'll keep that in mind.
Oh, and the medical team is looking after the kids left on Mother Base. For the moment, they don't seem too panicked. But boss, get this. Eli got those kids to plot their armed uprising as a diversion. Also, he could steal Sahelanthropus and escape. That brat got us good. Set us up and knocked us down. And then there's that mystery kid who was with Eli. With those two working together, I'd say things won't be over for a long time yet.
Rise and shine, old-timer. It is complete. I had our best and brightest working overtime, fine-tuning the greatest burger the world has ever known. I call it the chemical burger.
What on earth is that color?
Now, don't judge a burger by its color. Go on, try it.
I am not very hungry.
What? Oh, I get it. Now, sure, it's loaded with additives, but each one's been approved by the WHO for human consumption. Come on, one little bite's not gonna kill you.
Are you sure of that? Fine.
Well, what do you think?
It's perfect.
Right?
This takes me back to the taste of my youth. The neon signs on the Mother Road. Oh, I can see them now.
So, what do you think of our signs now? And it doesn't just taste great. You won't believe how cheap it is to make. And because it's pumped up with preservatives, it won't spoil easily in regions lacking refrigerated storage or transportation infrastructure. This bad boy could even solve Africa's hunger problem.
Excuse me?
People will no longer fight over food or find reason to hate one another. Mankind will come together, reunited between these fluffy buns. Forget Pax Americana. Say hello to Pax Hamburgana.
Pax Hamburgana.
Skullface thought that destruction was the way to free the peoples of the world from American imperialism. But this is different. Tackling something head-on just makes for more conflict. Only by uniting the world can its various inhabitants truly become free. Having lived as an American parasite as long as I have, I know what I'm talking about. The chemical burger is poised to be the greatest liberating force the world has ever known.
An ethnic liberator. Burger.
Now all I need is a better brand image, starting with a name. Gotta run, old-timer. I'll catch you later.
Man, Kazuhiro Miller, man, he is just, I don't know. I don't know about him. It's just funny and just, that moment was just, you lost for words kind of moment. Alright, I think we're at that point where the game's almost over, but I need to do a bunch of side ops and shit just to unlock the final mission. I could be wrong, but I think we're nearing that area.
Boss, I've updated the mission list. We've received some new job offers. The details are on your iDroid.
Where are your friends?
You gotta extract him.
Speak. Where are your friends? Good. Good dog.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. You can disrupt communications between enemy outposts by destroying comms equipment. That'll prevent one post from sending reinforcements to another. Soviet soldier. A lot of them came from Central Asia before, but lately they've been using more and more Russians. Simple, really. There's less hesitation to pull the trigger if they're not fighting their own race. Morbid cynicism, but it gets results. That's humanity for you. He's coming too. Roger that.
Понял. Всем боевым группам проверить окрестности. Избавиться от чужака. Конец связи. Hands up. Подожди. Не стреляй. Spit it out. Where are the others?
Talk. Where are your friends?
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Don't move. Talk. Where are the others?
You gotta extract him.
Нет, не делай этого! Speak. Where are your friends?
He's coming too. Roger that.
Speak. Where are the others? Where are your friends?
You gotta extract him.
Begin cover fire! Cease cover fire!
Нет, не делай этого!
Speak. Where are your friends? Where are the others?
He's coming too. Roger that.
Я не хочу умирать!
Spit it out. Where are the others?
You gotta extract him.
Spit it out. Where are your friends? Where are your friends?
Fire at will.
Boss, get down. The enemy's sniper. Stay low and crawl along the ground. That should enable you to sneak past enemies.
Я не хочу умирать! Вы осмотрели сектор, ничего не нашли.
Зоя 10, что случилось? Ответьте, Зоя 10. У нас проблема. Тревога по всем постам. Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. Понял. Оставайтесь на чеку. Конец связи. Good. You captured it alive. Talker continue his parasite research. He's clearly very grateful to you. I'm sure he'll return the favor somehow. You can deploy a buddy from the ACC before a mission or from your iDroid. Think carefully about the mission's objectives before deciding who you better take along. If you develop specialized equipment for them, they'll be able to help you out in even more situations. Mission-relevant data is aggregated in the ACC. That's where you can accept missions and change your equipment. When you're in the area of operations, the support unit will pass on information to you and handle your ammo resupplies. deploy. They're all jobs that only you can handle. Mission-relevant data is aggregated in the ACC. That's where you can accept missions and change your equipment. When you're in the area of operations, the support unit will pass on information to you and handle your ammo resupplies.
Let's have a mock battle.
Roger. Arriving shortly okay. Skulls. So that mist is their work. We won't be able to send in another chopper for now. Boss, you need to eliminate the skulls. We cannot lose Code Talker.
Snake, talk to me! Snake!
Skulls. So that mist is their work. We won't be able to send in another chopper for now. Boss, you need to eliminate the skulls. We cannot lose Code Talker.
Snake, talk to me! Snake!
Alright, I'm going to take a break from this game, so I'm going to end this Let's Play right here. So have a good day or night, depending on the time you view this video, and be safe out there, and thank you for watching.